What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not another damn
another damn
podcast
podcast.
presented by our damn selves.
Themselves.
So 395.
395. Yes.
Inching our way towards 400.
Ooh, yes.
Yep. We're now into 2025. Yeah. Got our first real taste of snow the other day. Oh, damn near got snowed in, but yeah, how that goes. Yeah.
We live in Chicago, so
Yeah.
you get snow every year in Chicago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's that time of year. Yeah. Firmly in January now. So it's just getting started. Yeah. It's like maybe as you start getting past mid-March towards the end of it, then you could be okay, like, yeah, I feel better. But like January, February, in the beginning of March, nah, bro.
hmm And
Like,
shout out, my friend gave me a whole thing of like 10, 11 bags of like ice melt, like when I first moved in my house, and like it's just been in my garage, and now like I'm like, hey, came in handy.
mhm.
I'm like, yep.
Yep.
Those, I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I was like, I'll use it at some point. Like, yeah, because we didn't really get that much snow the year where I moved in. I'm like, well, it'll just be in my garage when I need it. So I needed it, so we put it out, and
Yeah.
sidewalks look good outside our house.
Good job, kid.
Yeah.
Well, guess we'll get right into it, yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy weather, not just around these parts, but let's head out west. It's like, yeah, crazy California wildfires, man. It's like, and I got people out there, I'm sure you do as well.
I
It's like,
do.
yeah,
I
so
have a couple people that I did make contact with. They told me that they were okay. Like my people that I know out there, they said that they weren't affected. And we have family out there too, so
same, yeah.
and they said that they're not affected either. Our family
Yeah.
wasn't affected by it. So, but
I work in entertainment, so I have a few friends that relocated to LA and
mhm.
yeah, now they feeling the brunt of that. Yeah. So yeah. Shout out we talked to somebody that we know that you're familiar with now. Like shout out to the homie Dion Cole. It's like
Yeah, I saw
he had
that.
because he had just was hospitalized. Like I forget what for some he right before the day he got out, he had to evacuate his house. So he even get to go home after being hospitalized. Like he had
And
to
then his birthday was that same day when he was in the hospital. So it's just a
yeah
lot going on because his birthday
yeah.
was okay. Because Marcus knows Dion.
And
So
I've known Dion like
yeah,
20
you know him, yeah.
plus
But
years. So yeah, I knew him
yeah.
knew him when he lived in Chicago. I knew Dion back then.
But Marcus knew him here too, also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So he been talking about his journey. So yeah,
we
just
saw him at the vineyard. Like I said, one of the
that's what I
comedy
said.
shows.
You're very
Yeah,
familiar with him. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, you
we saw him at the vineyard. So
yeah.
because that was my first time seeing him live. I was like, oh, like I was he had me cracking up. Yeah.
A lot of people know him from his time on Blackish. That's what
On
a lot of
Blackish,
people
yeah.
remember him for. That was Andre's hectic black co-worker. So yeah, like,
I
that's
liked him on the Old Spice commercials
yeah,
now.
with with
With
Janae and the,
Janae, yeah, the game.
y'all know who I'm talking about.
I
La was in a couple of those commercials too. It was like yeah, it's
think
like
Nia Long was on one, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I know Janae is in
Yeah.
all of them, and then
Janae isn't all of them because like
La was in a couple of them. Yeah,
she's his girlfriend or whatever, his love interest in the
yeah,
commercials. Because like he takes her stuff and then she's like,
yeah,
no, that's mine. You
yeah.
can't use it.
I guess La was her homie, is what I'm thinking when they
Yeah.
she was in a couple.
But yeah, that had to just be an awful feeling, like getting out and then having to leave immediately.
Yeah, immediately
Because I
evacuate.
read his Instagram post where he said that he was able to get the flowers that
Yeah, his
his
mother.
mom had
Yeah.
given him before she passed away.
That's all he had time to do. He got home. He said, grabbed a few things and immediately evacuated. Yeah, because it's crazy out there. I don't know if you saw the viral video of like the people their house is surrounded by flames. It's
I
like
saw.
yeah, it's craziness. It's
And
like
I saw the way that the wind was. Well, they said the wind was 100 miles an hour.
yeah,
Because people say, well, why can't you just like if it's winds moving at 100 miles an hour and it's fires, like think about what a wildfire is. It's like we're not getting rain, so it's just like desert with it's just like a completely desert area. And then you got these winds, strong winds blowing.
spreading it. Yeah,
So
mm, scary shit right there. Yeah,
it's very scary. From what one of my people that I know out there, because they work in entertainment, she said like it looks very like apocalyptic. That's what she was
that's what I
telling me.
saw too.
That's
Yeah,
what she told me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because she's out there with like her husband, her kids, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like just
I was
awful.
watching Corey Holcomb's podcast because he's out in LA too, like him and the 5150 podcast he does with Darlene Ortiz and them is like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was on, and they were doing it that like the day because that Tuesday is what he let the day when it was like when
Ooh.
the yeah when the thing really like kicked off is like yeah, and like throughout the day they just you just hear them they keep on like you hear that like you feel like they in the middle of the podcast they just kept talking like yeah. It's like Corey, I don't even know we should even be doing it. It's like I probably would have no showed that way. Hey, but they
Yeah,
were there because they kept hearing like the building like phase because the 100 mile
rumble
per
and
hour
stuff.
winds is like you feel that it's like yeah like they kept like saying that throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
That's just like the scary thing. Like, I mean, like we've we can say so 'cause we've lived Midwest our whole life, so we can say that okay, we've been buried by snow before. We've had some pretty bad
Blizzard of
snowstorms here in
11.
Chicago. 11, 99. Well, I don't know 70
78 for my old heads.
78 rather, or
67 for my
67.
real old
I
heads.
don't
It's
know
like
those.
67 for my real old heads. It's like yeah. But
But I mean, like I said, I say 99,
11 was the last big one, and we got about
99,
two
11.
feet of snow that time. I think it was about 2 feet to 11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my car was buried.
We were all buried that
Yeah, we were
day.
all buried. Yeah, because you had to dig my car out the next day. I remember you were like digging my car out for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, though, like I said, we've been buried by snow, but like in other regions, like, I don't know what it's like to feel an earthquake. I don't know what it's like to feel a hurricane. I don't know what it's like to feel the the
Mudslides,
wildfire, the
wildfire,
mudslide. I don't know type tsunamis.
tsunamis. Yeah, they have those in Asia a lot. They have tsunamis. Like
Yeah, I don't know anything about those type of environment. I mean, like we had like a tornado happen in Chicago
yeah,
like recently.
tornadoes. We have those in the
We had
Midwest.
that happen recently in
Yeah,
Chicago,
yeah.
you know. But I can't imagine like just the fear and just the uncertainty that these people are going through. Like I watched one of my friends' videos um on his Instagram story and he did like a video and he was just saying that where his house was in relation, he's like, this is my house in the middle. And he says fires over here and fires over here. He's like right there in the middle. Like it's nothing around his house, but he's stuck in the middle in between where the fires are happening.
So
And his
his
house,
area must have not been one of the evacuated areas. They must not evacuated his
but he
area.
was like, well, we're right there. And it's just like, oh my gosh, just seeing that. And then the way that he broke, because he's from here and he broke it down saying, basically, he was like, imagine if you're from Chicago and Oak Park, suburb of Chicago. He was like Oak Park just being gone. He's like, it's like whole neighborhoods just being gone like
That's
that.
what
That's what he
the
broke it down. Like,
Pacific
whole neighborhoods just
Palisades, I think,
gone.
is the area is where that whole area pretty much got wiped out.
Hmm.
Pacific Palisades. It's an area where a lot of celebs like have homes. It's like yeah,
Hmm.
and like
I think Tom Hanks had a home
yeah.
there.
I had a list of like a lot of like some yeah big name celebs have lost home, and we back. I guess the weather was affecting how we doing this damn podcast now too. I was getting ready to pull up the list of some of the celebrities who lost their homes. That's where I was
Yeah.
looking at. Yeah.
Oh, and like I was gonna say, it's like going back to what people just saying that, well, only rich people you can buy another. It's like it goes deeper than that. We gotta do better about that type of stuff. It goes deeper. Like I said, going
Reminds
back
me
to
of the
what
people saying that about you got insurance during the 2020
that's
riots
so
and
dumb.
and the looting, the burning of people's like livelihoods was getting burned and shit. And that was the answer and shit for
But I will go and I will say this about, like I said, going back to what Dion Cole said, he was only able to grab a few things, and one of the things that he was able to grab was the flowers that his mother gave him before
yeah.
she passed. So things like that, sentimental stuff that doesn't have a dollar amount, is things that people lost. That's what you have to understand. No matter how much money you have, like if I have something from my father that got destroyed, I can never get that back because my dad is gone. So that's what happens when you
And just
lose.
anything, yeah. Like think about like baby pictures. Like what if you didn't up digitize that stuff and upload it
Yep.
online? Yeah, baby pictures is gone. It's like yeah.
Hmm.
Your wedding dress is like yeah, just like stuff just gone. It's like it's you
Hmm.
can't replace like stuff like that. It's like yeah.
Hmm.
But,
Your baby's like I said, I have like a crocheted baby outfit that Ariana
yeah. And what
that I got
about
as a
people
baby
that
shower.
in their house
So,
that measure their kids' heights? It's like that's gone. It's like yeah, he was like 2 years old, 3 years old
on the
for
wall,
like
yeah, the ticks on the wall,
all
yeah.
that's just gone. All of that, yeah. It's like sentimental stuff that you don't think about. All right, some of the celebs' homes I have it like I'm reading the article. JJ Redick, Lakers coach
Mm.
now, former NBA player, yeah, now head
Mm.
coach of the Lakers. Mel Gibson, yeah. So he
Mm.
came home to find out that it wasn't there and shit. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, crazy shit. Jeff Bridges' house, yeah. Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell,
Mm.
Paris Hilton. I saw a picture of her before and after of her house. Yeah. Like I saw that online. It's like where it's just like rubble now. Yeah, it's like
And she has two small children, yeah.
yeah, I saw the before and after. Like Eugene Levy. I saw Jim's
Oh, from
dad.
American
Yeah,
Pie, yeah.
right, yeah.
Oh.
One you mentioned Billy Crystal. You mentioned it. Did you mention Billy Crystal?
I said Tom Hanks. I
Said
thought Tom
Tom Hanks. I don't know why I thought you said Billy Crystal. We got disconnected. I don't remember what you
Hanks.
said. James Woods, yeah. Like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, Billy Crystal, I mentioned Melissa Rivers,
John Rivers Dar, yeah.
yeah. Ricky Lake,
Oh.
Janae Aiko, that's
Yeah, I saw her when she posted about hers.
yeah. Tina Knowles, Beyonce and Solange's mom, she lost her
Um,
home. Yeah.
yikes.
Anthony Hopkins, I saw that one. Yeah, with
Mhm.
that's another before and after I saw Hannibal Lecter. Y'all know Anthony Hopkins.
Silence of the
Yeah,
Lambs.
John Goodman, Dan from
Dan for
Roseanne.
Roseanne. Mhm.
Mm, yeah, a lot. Yeah, Janae Aiko had to put a whole post that she had to delete because people kept shitheads kept getting at her online. She had to delete her post and shit. Yeah. Like the Janae Aiko post, like that's one that stood out. I remember that one. Yeah.
That's so dumb, though, saying that, okay, well, you can buy another house. What about people who are actually broke? For you people who are saying stuff like this, okay, I'm not saying that people aren't financially, don't have financial struggles, but a lot of people who are calling yourselves broke go in, like I said, for us, like we say this for us, go out there on Lower Wacker Drive.
Yeah.
That's broke. Go out there and see people who have absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
People
Tent,
who, if when you leave your fancy restaurant, just like I said, like Joe's Steakhouse is right there, and then around the corner, you got
a
Tent
tent
City
city.
around the
Tent
corner,
city right there.
literally. Go there, and like I said, if you have like your doggy bag of stuff that you know that you don't want to eat, and then give somebody that, oh my God, thank you so much. You'll
Like
see the reaction
Prince
that they're going
Hakeem did it, yeah. He gave some pocket change to two homeless guys that turned out to be the Dukes. It's like
to. Was it pocket change? No, I'm just joking. I know, I know. But you see the small things that people are appreciative of, like giving. Like I've given people like I usually keep like maybe like some snacks or like bottled water in my car. I keep little things like that. And like when I'm driving on the express, come off the ramp. like I don't always have cash. I don't just do that or whatever. But then like I'm like I don't have any cash, like, but I did have like some like a granola bar and like a bottle of water, and like they were just so appreciative just receiving that.
I go
Like
to
that's what I'm
Harold's
talking
down.
about.
I go to Harold's Chicken on Wabash downtown all the time. Is and I just buy people food. Like yeah, because it's all usually guys outside of there trying to get something to eat. It's like,
Hmm.
and I just go in and get my food and like whatever he wants. It's like yeah, I just
Hmm.
buy him and order food. Like I just do that. I don't broadcast it, but I just do stuff like that. Yeah.
Hmm. That's what I mean when you say like broke. So then the person who has that, they're looking at you like, okay, you have a roof over your head, you eat every night. It may not be, you may not be getting steak and salmon every night, but you eat every night
Yep. You got a refrigerator full of food, cabinets full of food, pantry full of food. You got food in your house. Yeah.
and you have a house.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
You have clothes that you can wear.
You have heat. Like, we in the winter in Chicago right now. People down in Lower Wacker, they ain't got no heat.
So while you're acting like, yeah, and this and that, somebody's looking at you thinking the same thing about you, thinking that you're a rich person. Somebody's
And
looking
here's
at
the
you.
thing. Like, let's go back to what you just said. Like, what's the cutoff to like feel sympathy for somebody?
There you go.
Is it 100,000? Is it 90,000? Like, what's the cutoff? How low does somebody have to have? Like, how low does your income have to be before I'm allowed to feel sympathy?
Hmm.
Like, what's the cutoff? Is like,
What's
yeah,
the cutoff?
give me a number. Yeah, like for you shitheads, what's the number?
Because
Anybody making under this, you can only have feel sympathy for that. Anybody making over that, fuck them. Like, what's the
we
number?
all need to have a little more empathy in the world. We do.
And for you shitheads that because then you got people talking about like the what about shitheads, which are the worst. It's like yeah, because the people talking about what's going on the other side of the planet, like in Palestine and Israel and all of that shit is going on right. It's like, but here's what I say to those people: like, you got a platform. Why aren't you talking about that shit? It's like, yeah, it's like you have. I'm checking your social media. I don't see you posting shit about that.
Thank you. And then you always can get involved in causes. Like if you want to donate money yourself, you can donate money to
Yeah,
causes.
you can post as much and donate as much as you want to that.
You can volunteer, and then here's the other loophole, and people try to be like, well, I really don't have a lot of money. You can go and volunteer your time. You can. Time is free. You can go
Yeah,
volunteer your time at any of these causes. You can.
yeah. You're not missing the game. You watching football on Sunday.
Because it is wild card.
Yep, you watching Wild Card Week
Wild
and shit.
cards
Yeah,
are down.
y'all watching Wild Card Week. You're not giving them Wild Card Week to go help somebody less fortunate. What is you ignorant?
But that's just what I want to just touch on. So like I think that's a great point that you made about what level is it if you make less
When
than
I
this
see that, I
income,
was like, oh, because then that's when because most people don't have follow up questions. That's my follow up question. Okay, like how poor does somebody have to be for you to feel
to feel
sympathy?
sympathy.
It's like nobody can ever give you a number.
Because I felt so bad for Janae. Because like the fact that she had to like go and delete her post. At first, she had to like go and like really try to. She was like, I worked very hard for like my house. Like I worked very hard to get my house and this and that. And she was like, my memories are gone. It's like I mean, I just bought my house, and it's like I'm creating memories now in my house with my family. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Imagine how you feel if everything was just gone and shit. Yeah. And some shithead told you like to get over it and shit. Yeah.
man, I might fight. You might see another me come out. You might see another Naima might hop out.
Get over it. You'll be all right.
That's just ignorant to do. It doesn't matter how much you have. You lose everything. And yes, like I said, yes, like I said, yes, for people who are wealthy and well-to-do, like I said, they feel blessed. Like, I guess, like, so sad that I lost everything. However, I can actually start over, and I feel really bad for the people who can't easily start over like me.
Yeah.
It is people
Plus,
who will say like that, like the people
yeah.
who do recognize that, okay, I'm here and like I have my
And
level.
let's address that too. Is like like the people that the ones that well, like let's say just that if your area got evacuated, that's not so easy for the average person. It's like yeah,
Hmm.
like how many nights can you stay in a hotel?
There
How
you
much
go.
save? Yeah, like yeah, and you can or you are you just gonna be a burden to somebody else? Just like stay in somebody else's house in another town or another
Hmm.
part of town is like until it's like
Hmm.
how who's gonna put you up if you don't have hotel money? It's
Exactly.
like evacuating is not so easy. Like for the average person, like yeah, you can't just go. So I'll come and stay in a hotel for 2 weeks. Like most people don't have 2 week hotel money laying around.
Mhm. Not even on a credit card.
Yeah,
Most people don't even have a credit card to even put that,
yeah. So evacuating ain't as easy as it sounds either. So
That's
like
how people
Jeff
say, well,
said,
they could just go to one of their other six homes.
not all celebrities have 6 homes.
Very,
I'm
thank
pretty
you.
sure Janae Aiko don't got 6 homes.
Thank you. Thank you. But just be a little more empathetic. I was hoping that 2025 would show more empathy.
Not like more clown shit,
But no,
more clown shit. You know what time it is.
you guys show your ass. And
You know
but
what time.
anybody, all people who are affected by this horrible series of events, just prayers are with you and just, be safe out there. Be as safe as you can. Big ups to the Mexican fire department because like I saw the pictures of them that they said that the Mexican fire department came and they made their way there to help to put out the fires.
Yeah,
And then a little lighthearted thing that happened that our mom told me. She said that Dick Van Dyke was out there trying to extinguish a fire that had happened. Like it was a fire outside his home, and I guess like a smaller fire. So like he took his garden hose and he was trying to spray it. So for reference, Dick Van Dyke is 99 years old.
that's gonna be my next thing. I didn't even know Dick Van Dyke was still alive.
He's 90. He just turned 99 at the end of last year, so he's 99 years
That was
old.
gonna be my next line. Like I didn't even know that dude was still alive and shit. Yeah.
And
I,
he's very feisty. He's
I
sharp as a
just when
tack.
you just said it, I just found out he was still alive when you just said it.
He's sharp as a tack and he's very feisty. And they said that when he was, my mom was explaining that when he was trying to extinguish it, I guess he lost his footing or something.
He
Then
tripped over
thankfully,
the arm. He tripped over the ottoman. Was that him? Yeah.
I think it was him. Yeah.
Life it sticks with
I
it.
think it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, that was him that tripped over the ottoman. Like I didn't watch that show, but I know that part of it.
But he lost his footing, he lost his balance. I said because he's 99 years old, so he lost his balance. And then thankfully his neighbors saw him, and his neighbors were able to pull him up because they said if it happened to somebody less feisty as him, like they would have been in real trouble because he's very feisty. Even though he's 99, he is very much still with it. But
Yeah.
I see Dick Van Dyke. I don't know if he listens to this podcast, maybe not. What Dick Van Dyke
Out there.
represents wherever.
Somebody's listening in Dublin, so we got people all over. So I wouldn't put it. I won't short.
I say Dick.
I ain't gonna short myself. God damn it! Yeah.
I say Dick. Okay, I say Dick Van Dyke. Please do better. Like, don't have a seat. You don't need to. You have nothing to prove to nobody. Have a seat and chill out. Like,
Don't
don't
trip over the freaking ottoman and shit.
don't do anything like that. But I just wanted to make a little lighthearted thing with that because when mom told me that, I was like, no, he was not out there trying to do it himself. But yeah.
Well, let's go to some local news right now. From the California wildfires to the Chicago chase. Did you see the shit? Yeah. I saw the raw footage. I saw the video. I watched it via NBC, like where I found the raw video, the raw footage of it. Yeah.
I watched a hood commentary. So are these two
Yeah, I didn't see.
ladies
We
up
watched two
there.
different
I
videos.
watched that
You told
one.
me it had a hood commentary, and I was watching. Like, this video ain't got no. I said, Naima must have watched something else. It's like, Because it was just
Because it
like,
was like
yeah,
16 minutes long, that video. Because when I first clicked, I was like, 16 minutes. You know, when you see like the length of it, I'm like, 16 minutes. But then I watched the whole thing because it was so irritating.
yeah, I didn't see that.
Those ladies were hilarious. They were like, man, that boy cold. He can drive. He cold. The way they was,
We clearly watched different videos.
it
I
was
don't watch actual
hilarious.
commentary on it.
And just look at the comment section because I guess they were on their live and just reading the comments as it's popular. They like, he think that this is what he do. He watched Set Off before he did this.
Y'all, y'all going to go see Set It Off?
It did feel very set offish. It did, like watching the way, and then the helicopter was on them. The helicopter was, the helicopter had them the whole time. It was hilarious.
I'm trying to find this shit. Yeah, so I kind of want to put it on now and look at. And we ain't gonna watch all of this bullshit. Yeah, I just kind of want to look at a little bit of it.
But he was like he was on every expressway. Like he was on 394, he was on 80, he was on 94. He was just on all these things, zigzagging, didn't hit nobody. But the way he was like just changing these lanes, just got on the streets. Cause I was like, okay, I was like, that's
When he
95th and the
jumped
Dan
off,
Ryan
yeah,
right there. That's 95th right there. Cause I saw the red line. Like, that's 95th. Okay. Cause I was trying to figure out where he was, and it started making me dizzy because he was going zigzagging so much. So I was like, okay, I think that's so and so right there.
yeah, that's it right here.
They're like, this better than the OJ chase.
Yeah.
Better than OJ.
Shout out to the chopper. They got all of this shit. Yeah,
Yeah, the chopper was on it.
it was the news chopper was like shout out to the news chopper and shit. Yeah, they on 57 now, I believe. Yeah.
Whoever the news chopper was, it's like he needs a raise because he was on it. Yeah, I think this is 57, I
Yeah,
think.
we on I-57 headed northbound right now. Yep, Halsted exit right there.
Halsted, yep.
I knew
$357.
I know where we at.
$357.
That's Halsted right
Halsted.
there. Yeah. Used to get off all the time going to the Evergreen Plaza back in the
Plaza, yeah, we know the
coming from
357.
the other way going southbound. We get
Hmm.
on right here coming back home. That's the ramp you would get on headed back home from the plaza. And then we'd go right towards the Bishop Ford because we lived in the 90s. So we take the Indiana exit. He took the Chicago loop
He
side. He
hit the
went the other
Chicago
way.
loop. He bobbing and weaving.
We go that way when we were going home. That's how we'd go.
Look at how
High
he
speed
bobbing and
up
weaving,
again. Yeah.
though.
See, this is Chicago. He's getting on the Dan Ryan now.
Yep.
Yep. There's the train yard. And then the red line's coming up. That was you saw the 98th train yard at 98th.
Hmm.
Yeah. We might end up watching all of this shit now. Like there's the red line right there.
Yep.
95th. That's the 95th terminal. Yeah.
'Cause when I saw that, I was like, okay. I said, that's the red line. When I saw that, I said, that's a 95th terminal. Okay. Because they made it all state of the art now.
That's
Like it looks,
what's the
yeah.
school right there on 93rd and State? I can't think of the name of the school.
Oh,
I just saw it. You know the school I'm talking about.
I'm drawing a blank. I
I'm
know what
done.
you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Oh, not Gallisto.
No, Gallisto is
No,
on
Gallisto's a little bit down.
this is on the east side.
Not Gallisto. What's it? What? Gillespie.
Gillespie, is that it? Is that Gillespie? It might be. You might be right.
I think it might. I didn't mean Gillespie. I meant Gillespie. I
You
think
get
that's
off at
Gillespie.
87th now. It's the 87th Street ramp right here. He's gonna cut down 88th. He ain't going all the way to 87th though. I remember that. Yeah. That's the 87th. He cuts down
Yep.
88th, which is one way, by the way. So he went the wrong way and
Yeah, he
shit
went the wrong way
on
because you can't
88th.
go that way.
Good nobody was coming and shit. Somebody would have been fucked up if they were coming down. You saw a car just going down Wabash there. He would have hit them head on if they were coming down 88th. This is Michigan right here.
Yep.
Makes a right on Michigan going towards 87th in Michigan. It's to be the Burger King and no, they at Wabash. That's the Michigan is okay, right, but the KFC I think is right there. No, that's the next block. So you got to be Indiana. I must have missed the street. Like, oh yeah, it must be Indiana because Michigan is a light. So this got to be or is it Michigan? I forget. I think we're at Michigan now. Yeah,
That's Michigan, I think.
yeah. Michigan is one way. I think we are Michigan. Yeah, I lost track. It's either Michigan or Indiana. I forget which street. So that
He
got to
was
be
bobbing and weaving though.
This is classic shit right here. Then they hide the car on one of these streets and then they split
And I
up.
think that's this is Indiana. I think that's Neil.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Neil School or
I was right. Yeah.
AE50
I
in
believe
Indiana.
Indiana is one way north. I want to say Michigan is one way going the other way. I don't remember. So he must be on. Now he made a right on 80 something. I don't think he's on 83rd because 83rd is a main. So he got to be like 84th or something he's on.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe they're on 84th right now.
Yes, I think that's Neil School.
Yeah, that school he just passed was Neil and shit. Okay.
He bobbing
But
and
he's coming
weaving.
down the other street too. Anytime I see a car coming out, I get nervous and shit. So I just knew he's going to hit. Even though I've watched this, I still get nervous when I see cars coming down the other street. Like he gonna run into somebody.
The fact that he hit nobody though is like astounding.
He
The
was
way he
lucky
was
that most of these
driving.
streets there wasn't a lot of traffic on. Okay, it got to be like King Drive somewhere around here. He's like, there's the park. Okay, it's King Drive right here now. This got to be
Mhm.
King Drive because this is Main. That must be King Drive right here because that's a main street. So I'm assuming he
Yeah, that's King
passed
Drive, I
King
think.
Drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the next street over. That was an alley. Never mind. Yeah. Now this is the next street coming up. I forget what the street next to King Drive is. I kept drawing a blank on that shit too. It's not Vernon.
Uh,
I don't remember. Is it Vernon? I don't remember.
Burners, yeah.
So he's on like 84th and the 8300 block of Vernon. Okay, that's where he ditched the car. So I think it is Vernon. You're
And then he got and like took a piss. It looked like, like see, he walks over to a tree, like was like, he took a piss.
I think he did take a leak. Yeah.
He went over by the tree, so and then he gets back in the car, so
So they get back and then they move the car up a little bit further and then they separate.
they separate.
I don't know what became of the accomplice. Like, did they get caught? I don't know. Or is the accomplice still at large? I didn't follow up on the story. I don't know.
Because the
Y'all,
one guy gets out and then
y'all know if the accomplice is still at large or not. Oh, I don't know if the one was the one that pissed or the one that at large. I don't know. Or is the driver the one at large? I don't know which one they caught. I guess we're gonna find out now and shit.
this is hilarious.
Like it's the one that pissed, or so they moved the car up a little bit
They
further
move the car up and then they get out and
and they
separate.
ditched the car. Like I don't know what the purpose of that. Why didn't they just leave it there? It's like yeah, they move it. Okay, they move it to the next block. So that was like the 8400 block. Then it's got to be the 83 block here because they end up on 83rd. I know, like yeah.
Yeah, they end up on 83rd because the guy gets caught on
One heads
83rd.
east, one heads west on 83rd.
Yeah.
They throwing shit, probably weapons and stuff. They
Yeah, sure, they're throwing the gun out because they said they threw the gun out. That's what
hitting
someone
shit,
said.
yeah, like as they're walking, they're throwing shit. Yeah, I can't believe we watched this whole fucking video. Okay, there's the driver, the accomplice, the one that pissed is the one in the back.
Somebody didn't have on a coat.
Yeah.
You'll see the door. Like it's wintertime in Chicago, like no coat. Like
Okay, so the
just
driver is the one that got away. The accomplice is the one that they arrested. Because the driver headed east, the accomplice headed west. This is 83rd, right
yeah,
off
and then
King
he gets
Drive.
caught on 83rd by Babas on 83rd K Drive.
He threw something in that yard there,
Because it's right there.
possibly,
That building
possibly
that's
a
been
weapon,
vacant for years. You know that's
possibly.
83rd, that building right there.
Yeah.
It may have been a garage or gas station or something, but it's always been
You used to
abandoned
see
like
like a
my life.
mover or something parked out there. I remember that. Like some kind of movers used to park their truck there. Some like hood movers and shit. I
And
remember
then
that.
Baba's is right there because it used to be KFC, but then it's Baba's now. And then he gets caught by Baba's right there on 83rd and King Drive.
Gas station is right across the street from that too, where you got.
Mm-hmm. When I saw it, and I saw the comments, and people was like, "That's King Drive," because I know that I was like, "That's 83rd and King Drive right there." So
You see when they pull up on him, he tries to play it off. It's like, yeah,
yeah, he does. He tries to pull
who
it
me?
off when they
Me? You talking to me? he taxi driver. He talking to me like
I thought, but you walking down the street on 83rd. You walking down in 80 on 83rd
looking at
Street.
his phone, trying like he's like playing. He being too
Yeah,
obvious.
you walking
Looking
down
at
83rd Street. Just
troopers. Well, he just keeps walking like yeah, they not looking for him and shit. Yeah. Who me? You talking to me?
get
Like
your
you
ass over here.
on camera the whole time. They know it's you.
He tried it though. Because I'm like, what was his plan? Was he trying to get to the was he
The red.
trying to get on the
Not
bus?
the, if it was the red line, he would have got 87. Would have made the most sense.
Yeah, I said like what was his plan? Because nothing's right there at 83rd. So I'm like, I don't know what
we
his
we
plan.
got we got family that lives over there, and they talk about nothing being no train being there, like living
Yeah.
right in the middle. Like yeah,
Right.
we got family right off 83rd. Like yeah, and then he said you got to either walk to 79th or 87th. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like what was the plan? That's like my question. What was the plan that he was trying to do?
yeah,
Or
that's
was he just trying to be there to create the diversion? That's what people in the comment section were saying. They said because the other guy like he got away, so
yeah. The driver went
maybe
to
he was a diversion.
the driver still at large or not. I don't know. I never followed up the story
I
after
don't
that.
know.
Last I saw was that. I don't know if they ever caught like the other person.
That's
Crazy
wild as
shit
hell
though.
though.
I was watching like, what the fuck am I watching? So I was watching. Yeah, that was pretty nutty right there, kid. Where we going now? Oh, let's get to some more like old freaky ass Skip Bayless. Oh, you heard about that story.
Unfortunately. It's a skip like 75 or something.
He's in his 70s. I gotta get the details to Skip Bayless's freaky ass.
You freaky ass.
Basically, he's trying to like pay a hairdresser for sex. That's the short version. I want to get all the details though. Joy
Why are we
Taylor's
paying?
name got dragged into this shit. It's like, yeah, let me see.
Why are we paying for it? Well, if you are going to pay for ads, just get an escort. Just get an actual it has actual sex workers out there. Just hire a sex worker. Or don't your favorite porn star, don't they be having like OnlyFans? So like
Yeah,
go in,
nowadays, yeah, like you can hire like yeah, porn stars on OnlyFans.
go hire your favorite porn star on OnlyFans and just do that. I think it's a safer option because it's like, okay, they know where it is. They know you just down to fuck, and it's like, okay, it is where it is. You know, you just try and get some, and
Especially 1.5 million is like, yeah, you can get any porn star in the world for that shit. It's like probably like a quarter of that. You get any porn star you shit. Shit.
yeah.
You could pick the most famous porn star out there. 1.5 million. You well over the number, I'm sure.
So I'm like, what were you doing, Skip Bayless? Like,
Mm.
I guess it's still spilling over. Cal Williams said everything will be exposed in 2024. I guess it's still spilling over to 25 now.
Okay.
When I saw that, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like well, at
All right.
least
Basically, the story is a chick. She was working at Fox Sports as like a hairstylist, and so like she would yeah work on on everybody's skin, including Skip Bayless. Is like Skip, I guess, was hearing all the freaky shit that was going on around Fox. Like a P Diddy must be involved with Fox. I was like, but he was hearing about. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get me some." It's like he probably people talking shit. You know,
yeah,
people you didn't heard the stories about what's going on there and shit. Yeah, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get me some," and like he eyed her and shit. Yeah, and then he kept being inappropriate, like saying weird shit to her, and then like hugging her and all of that, and like you getting all touchy feely. It's like okay, like that's when she starts like okay, I don't know about this shit. So then he
exactly.
tries to hit. She's like, nah. And
Nah,
then he offers money to hit, and she still like trying to do the shit. And like long story short, with her is when Skip Bayless left Fox, he was doing Fox Sports. Like
right.
Shannon had been doing that show for some years. Basically, when Shannon Sharp left the show, that was pretty much the beginning of the end of that show. Like it's like because Shannon Sharp was the show. Let's
He
be honest.
was, because you would look for him with his black and mild on his Hennessy.
Yeah, we all know the meme. It's still out there. Yeah, that's from the show. It's Skip Bayless. It's like,
So
yeah,
legit for him, I said with his do rag and his black and mild.
yeah.
you know.
when
Yep.
he left the show last year, then Skip eventually left. I think this past summer, like 6 months ago, he finally left
Hmm.
Fox. And when he left, that's when Fox fired the girl. They said, "Okay, your services are no longer needed," and shit. Yeah. So now she was suing the network and Skip Bayless over the harassment and all of this
Well,
shit. Is like, yeah. And then when she started talking like stories about Joy Taylor, who's like, yeah, one of the hosts, like very attractive. Y'all, if y'all don't know Joy Taylor, yeah, like a nice looking chick, yeah. Which most of
yeah.
these chicks on these shows are like they don't put ugly chicks on. Like pretty privilege is real. That's all
Well,
it is.
it's TV, so I mean, not being funny, but
Yeah. Like Skip Bayless can look like the Crypt Keeper, but you not, but you're not gonna not. But the host, they got the hostess has to be hot. Like, that's just how it is. Like, but yeah, she was so then like her dirt started getting out because you know women talk like girl talk and all of that shit. So like she was talking about how Skip Bayless is being creepy and all of that shit. It's like it's when she was and Joy Taylor's basically telling, hey, you need to get with the program. And so she was telling her, yeah, I fucked this guy, I fucked that guy, and like she started like telling her
cheeks
business.
clapped.
Yes. And so all of that is in the lawsuit, like all the guys that banged Joy Taylor. So and Emmanuel Ocho being one of them, like, like it's like she started talking about all of the guys that, yeah, because like women talk, especially in the shop, like that is like it was
Hmm.
they having a girl talk,
Girl talk.
doing her hair shit, yeah. And she basically was like, say you fucking it up for all of us. That's just what we do. Like you better go ahead and give Skip some of that. It's like that's 1,500,000, girl. Like, what are you crazy? Yeah, but old freaky ass
Mm-mm.
Skip Bayless.
I mean, I guess Diddy done got the lid open. Diddy,
Blame it all
Diddy
on the
opened the,
jeweler.
he opened Pandora's box with that. He did.
So now we're gonna have to look at all these shows and shit.
I'm saying, because,
It's carrying over. Everybody's dirt is coming up.
but we know that a lot of that stuff had been happening
Yeah.
because, I
Now,
mean, it's
who
just
you
not,
telling? Who you
it's an
telling?
open secret. A lot. Because, like, come on, not being funny, but when you see certain,
Long as I didn't worked in radio, it's like when anytime I'm telling too much, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell. Yeah, it's like, anytime you see some random cute girl that's get hired, you know the whole
I
story.
was just about to
It's
say
like,
that, like, when you see somebody who you like, very pretty, but not super talented.
hey Oz, I need you to train this chick to do radio. It's like I've been told this is like some Instagram models and shit. That, yeah, teach her how to do radio. Big dog. It's like
Really pretty girls, but no,
like no background, even
like
in
no background.
no media training, none of that shit. Is like, yeah, I'm the media training. I know
Like
I
what's
teach class, but like I can't teach somebody with no like nothing and shit. Yeah.
like what's her
Take my class
experience?
if you got.
Oh, well, look at her.
Yeah, yeah,
Just saying.
silly shit, man. So now, yeah, like we know what time it is. Yeah, it's like why is she on the show? Like, yeah, well, you have eyes. That's why she's on the show. It's like with these TV shows.
If people want to look at something visually appealing, like I said, the guy can look like the crypt keeper, but the ladies, you have to be a Bond girl. You have to be that.
The privilege is real. Just like Stephen A. Smith is not handsome and shit, but he's on TV every day. Like,
You
just,
got the
shit. The inside the NBA crew, they not handsome. It's like, yes. It's like there you go. Pretty privilege is real. But
I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be nice.
when I see some random cute chick, I'm like, we know what time it is. Yeah. Now we gonna we gonna make that into a she pulled a Joy Taylor. We're gonna start saying that shit. I got
You're
another
pretty for
Joy
good,
Taylor.
though, ladies. Don't just be out there, just have the talent with it. You don't
Yeah,
have
I get
to,
if it's some because
you ain't
like
gotta do all that.
you're proof of that. Like you actually are into sports. Is like If they put somebody like you on a show like that, like yeah, but like they put chicks that obviously like she's not watching this shit. It's like some of these. Like, I'm not saying Joy Taylor is one of those, but like you, some chicks you could tell like they not watching this. It's like they just
If they're not watching it.
like yeah, like chick don't even like name like who's your five favorite players of all time? Is like they can't.
They're like,
Silly shit though.
freaky ass shit.
It's like what the fuck is going on over there? What do I got now? Well, some quick ones. Yeah, rush through these ones. Congrats going out to Zendaya and Tom Holland. Recently got engaged. Spider Man. Yeah,
Did he propose with the upside down Mary Jane kiss?
that's funny.
I want to know.
And Toby Maguire be like, "Hey, that's my thing."
You stole my move, punk.
He was in the
No, but
wrong
Khalil
spot.
loves the Spider-Man game.
He
I
was
can
in the
just
wrong
saying that.
Spider Verse if he did that. Yeah, wrong Spider Verse.
He loves that doggone Spider-Man game. He's been playing it since he got it.
And from
No,
a
but
happy couple to
congratulations.
like a couple of not so happy couples, got a couple. Well, let's talk about another before we get to the breakup. Yeah, Coyle Ray and Trippy Red having a baby. Yeah, Coy is pregnant with her
Yeah, I
first.
saw her little baby bump. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, look at her little bump.
yeah. And a couple of breakups we got to talk about. Yeah, Naomi Osaka and Corday. Like, yeah, they got their little baby they just had. Like, yeah, it's like she's like, yeah, we're just gonna raise our child together. Yeah. Well, he pulls a Nipsey Hussle. I thought about that. He just back together because she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it may happen.
I'm officially single. We're just gonna raise our child. It's like, and they were just back together quietly.
Oh, and like tying that together, a post went viral recently with that because when Zendaya and Tom got engaged, a person said, see how she got her ring first before she got her baby or something. That's what the post said.
Looking at you, we got a few to talk about.
And
Naomi,
people were mad because
Naomi. I'm looking
I
at
think they were
you,
mad because
Halle Bailey. Looking at you, Coyle Ray
Kiki,
is all of it.
Kiki, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a couple of people, because like the reason why it got backlash, why people were so mad is because it looked like from the thumbnail, like the person who posted that looked like they were white. It's like a white person, a white lady, like she posted it
Hey,
on the picture.
truth hurts and
But
shit.
but the people, I think that people were just mad at the messenger because I've seen people in my natural hair group post saying you should always marry before you carry. I've seen people say that phrase so many times, and marriage doesn't always guarantee that you're going to last forever.
Oh yeah, I got a couple right now. Let's
It
talk.
doesn't. Marriage doesn't guarantee. You hope that
I
you're
have a
married
couple, and a couple is not black too and shit. Yeah, Jessica
and
Alba
you
and
still,
Cash Warren. I'm talking about.
well, he's half black, so you know.
if, if you see them walking down the street when you
I
call them,
mean, I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna
his dad's black, so I mean,
say,
I didn't know he was. I didn't
they
know he was
walk in the
from
room, you gonna say,
Louisiana.
"Look at that interracial couple." I'm not.
No, I just want to say he is, but
I'm gonna think two white people just walked in the room. Me person,
no,
even
I
though
mean he does
both
look.
of them are mixed up, but like I'm just gonna think a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
said
white
like
people.
they both are
I'm gonna say a
mixed
couple of
people,
white people
but
just walked in the room if I see
they're
this.
both mixed, but they both look like where you wouldn't really know where to place them at. They're kind of racially ambiguous, both of them. They're
Yeah,
kind of are. But I mean, I wouldn't know that he was black off the record at first. But then when
Michael
I saw that,
Warren's son. For those that don't
I was like,
know,
oh, I was like, okay, his dad's Michael Warren, so he's definitely half black
Jessica
because
Alba. For those that don't know, she played in Fantastic Four, Sue Storm.
he
She
was
was in
Dark Angel on
She
that
was in
show,
Honey. Like she's like been in some stuff. Yeah, like
honey.
she.
You said honey.
These are all stuff that happened 20 years ago too. So she hasn't done much acting recently.
The honey dancer, she was rolling, hitting that role.
Her prime was like 20 years ago. Like yeah, like,
Well, she's been doing she has like $1 billion company because she had to honest, she's the owner of that. So that's what she's been doing. She
but her
stepped away from
acting was
acting
like
and then
like 20 years ago. Like Fantastic
she has
Four,
her $1 billion company. So
Storm, the Invisible Woman, the original Fantastic Four. 'Cause they've done a couple of reboots. Yeah,
well,
so yeah, she was done. Sue Storm and
that
her.
reboot.
Yeah. Um.
But yeah,
Yeah.
after almost 16 years of marriage,
Yep. They met and they've been together over 20. they met on the set of Fantastic Four. That
The
was like
Fantastic Four in
he
2004.
was in it. He was a production assistant, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they met on the set of there.
Hmm.
Because he charmed her because like she was like the co-star, she was like second billing in that. Yeah. So like because they we'll talk about that. It's like here's where her name is and here's where his name is
And
like
this
that.
what
Yeah.
his name is.
Yeah. Because she was like way up there. Yeah. Like cause she's second billing, like right behind Reed
Mr.
Richards.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Right behind him. Yeah.
It was Mr. Fantastic, her, probably Chris Evans.
And then Ben
Okay.
was probably the fourth. It's like that's
Yeah.
right, yeah. Like and then the Doctor Doom
Doom.
right behind them is like yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. The Kerry Washington was somewhere in there. She plays Ben's girl. Or
Ben's
yeah,
girlfriend.
it's like but yeah, it's but she was like way up in the and he's like on the when you get to the crew part, it's like he's just one of the names amongst the crew. It's Cash Warren. It's like
But they had been together and
they got like three kids as well too.
3 children. Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with them, but TMZ be on it. Like they be like paying
Yeah,
attention.
they do. Like they
They
be
like
like
because they said here's Jessica at the Golden Globes party last week. Yeah,
no
look her
ring.
with no ring. Like, what's that all about? Yeah, like they be on.
Why do people like just look that close? Because like if I'm cooking something, like I said, I don't want stuff to get into my ring. Like I said, I've taken off my ring to like cook, and then if I realize I need like run out somewhere, I'm gonna run to the store real quick. I may not have my ring on, but it's like I was cooking. So how do they be like they like you have to look at someone's hand awfully close to notice that you don't have on your ring, and it's like, and then it's like and he doesn't have on his ring either. It's like y'all are doing too much.
TMZ be on that shit though. Yeah.
But yeah, they announced their separation. But it's like after 16 years and almost 20 years, like we go together. It's like
We go together.
we just gotta stay together. It's like I'm not too toxic. If it's that bad where you have to actually,
You're not saying bad marriage for life,
I'm
but
not saying bad marriage for life. Whoa, pump the brakes.
I
Whoa.
get what you're
I'm
saying.
saying
It's
that.
like we're
But if
saying
it's
we could
something
go
where it's
together like
like
rich.
it's like, can we go to counseling and talk out? Because sometimes it is communication issues. Sometimes you need an impartial judge to come in and listen to that. Okay, like you could have communicated this a little bit better. I understand that you're upset that your partner didn't do blah, 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 but you could have been a little more clear with what you wanted.
Yeah.
You need somebody to come out and do that. So is it that or because that's a long time to be together?
Mm,
And they got 3 kids, so that's
yeah.
a lot.
Best of luck to the two of them in their future endeavors. We already talked
Yeah.
about Chance, I believe. Yeah, like when yeah that because we talked about with Chance.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
And co-parent cordially please. Because you got kids, you going to be each other's lives for the rest of your life. You
For the
guys just are.
yeah y'all
Your
love you
kid gets married, you're going to be at the wedding. Your
graduate
kid has a baby, you're going to be at the baby shower.
shower all of that yeah. When their the grandkids graduation like when they got kids it's like they gonna want you there. It's like
So you're
yep.
just not going to invite the one parent to like like, oh, we all going to go out to eat at I don't know, whatever restaurant, like you guys pick a restaurant to eat afterwards, and you
Red
just tell the one
Lobster.
parent not to come.
This man
Like,
say that shit Red Lobster.
how does that work? Yeah.
Mm,
So work it out.
yeah. Here's a weird one right here I want to talk about as well. So
Oh,
Cheryl Lee Ralph, like I don't know you saw her story, is like with her and her husband, they've been married 20 years and have never lived together.
I
So
saw
like
that.
that's a strange one right there. It's like I'm like, okay. At what point are y'all not married? It's like oh at what point is like
I mean, that's literally, well, we had someone who was married and they lived in different cities. We had a family member that,
yeah,
that did that.
facts.
I'm like, wait, how y'all married and you live in different cities? That was just the weirdest thing to me is that they were married, but hey, I was a kid, so I didn't
I
understand
just
it. I was like, maybe
I
that's
just
just some
knew that
grown
okay,
folk
yeah,
shit.
he lives here, she lives there. Like I didn't
I
question.
didn't understand it then. And looking at it now as a 40 plus married adult, I'm like, yeah, no,
But
I
on the
can.
flip side, I get it. It's like, yeah. Like I don't like I don't like being people like I'm not gonna say it. I can see myself being that. And I'll leave it at that. We married, but we don't live together. Like that's like the best of both worlds to me. I ain't gotta deal with your ass every day. No, I mean listen.
No, I
Let me
said
not
my thing. We
let me
go
not say
together.
let me not
We
say
go
that.
together.
I've said too fucking much already. I'm not gonna say
We
anymore.
know where I stand with this. Yeah. And the only time that I'm apart is like if it's like a work trip that keeps like, if it's like work or you have to be away for work. Other than that, it's like, no, we're going to be.
Or back in the day, like when like before our time when it was a draft, it's like, yeah, if your husband got drafted, he's like overseas, like fighting a war, like that's like
Hmm.
what it's like. But just like well, we just don't live together.
We don't live together.
I said that's a strange one. Okay.
That's peculiar, but hey,
That's what was I saying about Cheryl Lee Ralph and shit like it. Like
they said that she cracked the code to a happy marriage. So somebody wrote
so
a code. She
what does that
cracked the
say about
code.
her? Like, yeah, this dude, he don't want to be he don't want to be in the same house with her. Like, what's it? Was that? Am I reading too much into
No,
that?
they said she cracked the code. Like, this is what you need to do to be happy.
Like I've said too much.
Like,
Yeah, I've said too much. Yeah, don't sound like a bad arrangement to me. And that's all.
well,
That's all I'll say about that.
and I'll do the thing that Black people do when we don't agree with. If you like it, I love it. That's what I'll say about that. You like it, I love it. Not me, but
Yeah. Oh, you got any more, kid?
uh, you wiped me out with Shirley Ralph. I wasn't expecting a Shirley Ralph. That
Let's
that
fucking
took
end
me
it on Cheryl
back.
Lee Ralph, then. It's like, let's end
That
it.
took me aback. Like I said, well, we're winding down now. Like I said, the wild cards are playing,
Yeah.
so we're winding down for that. So
Inching our way towards the Super Bowl, or for my
February
Ken,
9th.
or my Kendrick Lamar fans already, they not like us. They not like us. Oh, one more quickie before we get up out of here. And the funeral of 39th
Oh,
President
yeah,
Jimmy.
that's what I meant. Yeah, the funeral. Yes, I
Yeah,
forgot about that. Yeah,
it's like what was interesting. There's a couple of things, like I said, like you read the room, is like I'll pay attention to everything. Is like like all the because right now, like Bill Clinton is the earliest like living president we have now. So yeah,
right.
you have Clinton, you have W, Obama, Trump, Biden. It's five living
Yes,
presidents
five living
now. Yeah,
presidents.
like
Yeah.
Carter was six. Now we have five. It's like
Hmm.
and like all of them were there. Most of the spouses were there. I say most because for some, where the hell was Michelle? Like Michelle Obama was not there. Like I'm like that's interesting.
They said that she was like stuck in Hawaii or something. What I say?
Yeah, possibly. Okay, yeah.
They said it was a thing where she was stuck, where she couldn't.
Because I
We know
saw,
how flights are. Like if you
I
you
saw
stuck somewhere.
the Clintons. I saw the Bushes were there. Like Trump and Melania, and then Biden, Joe and Jill Biden. Like Michelle's the only wife that wasn't there. It's like interesting.
And her buddy was looking for her because I saw W. He sure was because W was like,
Yeah.
he wanted to give Michelle that candy. He was looking for Michelle. That's his
Glad
buddy.
you mentioned buddies. Like, yeah, look who guess who look like we're buddies now? Like Trump and Barack were like they looked real chummy.
I saw and I watched it. People was like, who can read lips? Because people were
It's like, yeah, I
who
want to know
can
what
read
that
lips?
conversation was because they were laughing and shit. It's like, yeah, like what was that all?
Because Trump said something to
He
him and
said
then
something. Barack starts like
he
cracking
just
up.
starts cracking up laughing. And then Barack says something to him and then you see Trump, you see him smiling. My thing is, I feel like say what you want about Trump. I said Trump is crash, brash, rude about this, but
He's a funny
he,
motherfucker.
but he don't give a fuck. And like sometimes he'll catch you off guard. You're like,
He's a
did he
funny
just say what I think
motherfucker.
he said? Like this dude crazy as hell. And then Barack is just naturally charming.
Yeah.
Barack is the cool kid. Who doesn't want to be around the cool kid? He's the cool kid. He's the popular. You can tell he was a popular kid in school. Everybody wants to be around the popular kid. So the guy who was like, okay, I made the popular kid laugh. Okay, we laughing now. And then the thing that got me is um uh Kamala was sitting right there,
Kamala and Doug, they
Trump.
were there. I forgot to mention, yeah, her and
And
Doug.
then Kamala, she does this. She looks over at Trump. She gives him one of those looks, and then she turned and goes, Like the way she looked, and people say, "Oh, every we know that look, we know that look."
Yeah,
The
she
way she looked
swears.
over and just,
Al Gore or saw them. They had him and Tipper. Yeah, like they were there. Like yeah, like so
mhm.
they were pretty much everybody was in the building. It's like oh, and what's the name? Trump's they did the January 6th. Like yeah, so that they certified the vote. Is that what they call it? Yeah, like because that's basically where they count the electoral
They count the votes here
with the vice president presiding over that. So that had to be fucking weird and shit. That you gotta certify the guy that beat you and shit. So like
on
that's
January 6th at that.
a weird dynamic and shit. It's like
January 6th, you know.
when they reading the votes, you just gotta stand there like I couldn't. I'd be an asshole. I was like, yeah, shit. But hey, it should have been me. I'd be an asshole.
That's the day I would have called off work that day. I would I would use some PTO that day.
Well, I guess the term's almost over, so she's. I want to get
I'm
milk all
sick. I would use a
milk all
sick
the
day.
days because like it's what are we like a week away from
Yeah, the 20th. Yep.
week away, yeah. 1 week. It's on the inauguration day, yeah.
About a week. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 week.
Yeah.
On that note, let's wrap it up. Not another damn podcast. I had to talk about that card. Like, I was like, I want
I'm
because
glad you said because I it slipped my mind. I'm like, oh yeah.
the lip readers, like you said, we need that shit. Episode 395. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further? Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices, and you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Need a
And
sip?
you can check me out at MSIM866 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also, SERAGLIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gilly Facebook fan page and check out straightgilly.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
Oh yeah, and shout out to all my WWE fans that watched Raw on the Netflix debut last week. Let's go!
And the kids are like into wrestling now.
Yes, that's how it starts. I was like their age when I got into it. I'm Ozman the Wizard,
And Naima.
and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.